Okay, guys, listen up, please. Now as ever in these European games, there is no pressure on you at all. But just know that if you do lose tonight, your Champions League dreams are over. The club will probably go bankrupt, and the city of Dumfries will go into decline. But just enjoy it. Go out there and play your natural game, okay? Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Queen of the South. It's Season 12, Episode 3 today, and it is a big one because we face Celtic in the league and then we host Monchengladbach in the Champions League group stage, and we really do need to win that. Otherwise, they will have 6 points or 4 points if it's a draw. We will be either 3 or 6 points back of them, and that starts to get a little bit tricky then of how we get out of the group. So we do need to really make sure we win. Now, I just want to give you a quick update on the dynamics. You can see, generally speaking, everything is good. There's no sort of issues with this. There's one unhappy player. I'm not sure who that is, to be honest, but for the most part, everybody is happy-ish. Let's go with that. The hierarchy, it's not changed too much. Walker, Ayrton, and Bursic are now the team leaders. Mashagi and Angus, he was vice-captain, they're both highly influential players. I think Mashagi was a team leader at one point. In terms of those who support me, it is unanimous. I am a god amongst men. And the social groups, well, with the exception of the two new men in Divev and Dogan, we are all one big happy family still. So that is really, really good. Tight-knit teams tend to do well, don't they? Look at Leicester City back in the day when they won the Premier League. So that is that. There's not too much else to catch you up on other than the fact, obviously, if we go back to the happiness here, Bursic. Bukiano is happy to stay. He's not unhappy anymore, as is Mihai. They both put those transfers that didn't go through behind them, and they are fully fledged members of the Queen of the South Brigade. So that's all excellent news. Now, there are 2 games to catch you up on since last episode, the first of which was in the league against newly promoted Inverness. So let's go see how it went. We took an early lead when Makriev found Ali Spence in front of goal. And it was 2-0 moments later when Spence grabbed his second. Before an unselfish Makriev gifted Spence a 12th-minute hat-trick. And Dogan made it 4-0 at half-time. Thomas Bowl teed up Spence for his 4th. And Ayrton crossed for Spence to make it 6-0 with his 5th. Before Graham Johnston got our 7th. So this was an absolute rout. They went down to 10 men in the 23rd minute. The red card looked a little harsh to me, to be honest. And there was only ever one winner at that point, and then we really did just run away with it after that. Everybody played well, and yeah, there's no point. I mean, even we gave Johnson a game off the bench, our youngster, and he did well. Familiar name in the opposition was McPherson. You may remember him. He was a midfield. I think I tried to convert him to a right back at one point, but he was a good player for us. Did not enjoy the visit of Queen of the South. But yeah, Johnson, who got the last goal at the end there, arguably the best one of the bunch. He is... it annoys me when the arrows go down. He's actually not getting worse. But anyway, you can see that he is developing very, very nicely indeed. And he's chipping in with goals now. One in the Betfred, one in the league. Let's see if he can get another one in the Betfred because he would be playing. We were facing Ross County in the quarterfinal. And, well, let's see what we can do. The only goal came late on when Klee and Muros combined on the break for Graham Johnston. I actually forgot that he got the goal there. Anyway, so yeah, he could get a goal against Ross County. It was one of these games. Neither team had say at their best, and you can see that from the XG. Neither team managed to crack one. Luckily, we did get a goal on the break late on there. We actually had gone back to 2 up top when we scored. I think, did we? I think we did anyway. Yeah, we gave El Shot a game in goal. He did well. Yeah, it was one of these I didn't want to lose, but I was rotating, so if we'd lost, then so be it. But anyway, that is what it is. We got the result, and we face Rangers in the semi-final, so potentially a final coming up against Celtic if they can beat. I think it's Hearts they're facing. If we just quickly look in the medical centre, we've got 2 players out injured. Torres, our attacking midfielder, is out for this episode, up to 3 weeks, 6 days to 3 weeks. He has a groin strain, so he's a bit of a miss. The other one is Ayrton. He is missing the game against Celtic 2 to 7 days, so he might be back for Monchengladbach. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. So a quick look at the league table, and our goal difference looks very, very nice indeed after putting 7 past Inverness. So we are top 6 from 6 with a 23 goal difference, and you can see Celtic already 10 points back of us coming into this one. So we can well and truly put them to the sword here and end their season in terms of a title if we were to go 13 points clear, I would have thought. And you can see the importance of the game in Europe as well, because if we lose and we're 6 points back, it's a long way back from there, including getting a win in Germany, I would suggest. But anyway, we are facing Celtic first up here. Let's go and see what we are doing. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1, which is what most teams seem to play against us now. And this is the team we're sending out. Mashagi is not quite fit for this one, so we'll put Rushfeld in there. So it's Bosic in goal, Rojas, Bukiano, Diev, and Emma Russo as the back four. Rushfeld and Mihai in midfield. Makreyev, Dogan, Akvik as the sort of attacking trio in behind Ali Spence. And we've got a bench of El Shot, Walker, Muros, Mashagi, Walker. We've got 2 Walkers, so we do. Thomas Bowl and, of course, Johnny Angus. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. Harrison Torres is their big signing from the summer. I don't recognise Jaden Braff. I don't know if we've faced him before. Ronaldo, I think they've had him. But yeah, anyway, there's a few familiar names there, a few new ones. Let's just say, ignore the praise, go out there and do your thing. Dogan apparently is aggressive. Now, this is, of course, now a rivalry as well. I don't love that Dogan is aggressive. We've seen occasionally in international football an aggressive Turk can be a bit of a red card liability. But anyway, let's hope that's not the case here. We'll encourage them, try and calm him down a bit. Yeah, I mean, we're at home, so you would like to think we can win. I'm not quite sure why Celtic have had such a dodgy start to the season. It's just one of those things, I suppose. Sometimes you get off to a slow start. I don't know that they've hired the best manager. I mean, Hibs were okay, with the manager that they hired, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say they were a top half team, but they were, yeah, I mean, maybe that's all you can expect, I suppose. And that's off the post. Is that the highlight? We've got Arkvik getting forward now. Can Arkvik beat his man? He's good on the ball. He goes back to Rojas, and that will indeed there end the highlight. Can we win that? We can with Makreyev. Ali Spence looking for Arkvik. He's in here. Now, can he pull it back? Look at all the blue shirts getting forward. There's almost too many. Somebody stopped the edge of the area. There we go with Rushfeld. He does that. Mihai to Dogan. Dogan chips it in for Makreyev. Oh, and it was almost a thing of beauty. So, we're dominating possession. We just need to, we've seen this from us before occasionally, we just need to settle down a little bit here and turn that, just have that one moment is sometimes what we need, isn't it? Ross County destroying St Johnstone. I get the feeling that the league is really starting to fall into the top 4 and everybody else, with maybe Aberdeen and potentially Hearts kind of in the middle there, maybe Motherwell. But there are some scores being put up this season. We saw Aberdeen put 6, or was it 6 past or 5 past St Johnstone in the on the opening game of the season. So it's 0-0 at the break. I don't think we've done badly here. Let's just where's unlucky? I think we've been unlucky. You're doing nothing wrong. We can make a change, of course, with this half-time. We can make a change in the second half, I should say. Dogan being aggressive and not playing particularly well is concerning. I'm actually wondering if what we want to do is go 2 up top here and not have wingers. The issue of, as ever, is that not having wingers means Makreyev doesn't really have a place on the field. All right, so let's just try slowing it down a little bit. We still want to look for the overlaps. But you get the feeling there's just not much happening right now. All right, we're going to try something. Emma Russo is tied, so we're going to try going to this formation. Makreyev, how are you as a defender? You're terrible. We're going to try it anyway, and see how it goes. And so that means we want to Rushfeldt into the middle, probably. No. Yes. Then we'll bring Thomas Boll on to play up there. Arkvik goes off. Angus comes on. And that doesn't look too bad then, does it? And we'll just see how Makreyev goes in a wide area. Hopefully you won't have too much defending to do. That would be the hope, of course. Let's try a berating. I'd like to think we could create something here. This reminds me a little bit of the Ross County game, and of course that being our last game makes me a little bit worried that we're just getting a little overconfident in our abilities here. Alright, so let's take Dogan off. Let's get Dan Walker on and see what he can do as a number 10. Can we demand more? Yeah, well, I mean, not particularly great, is it? Nil-nil. Well, that's the sort of game you want to come back and watch, isn't it? Defensively, we were very good, and it sort of went downhill from there, didn't it? Makreyev as a right back, he didn't stuff up, and they didn't concede, so he obviously was okay in that position. So there's the other results. Rangers get the win. Ross County get the win. So our gap to the top is closed to 1 point. We've lost a 100% record as well. And yeah, just a bit of a strange one as we just didn't really create much, which isn't something that we've really seen from us recently. But anyway, that is that. Bukiano's going nowhere, Leicester. I will see you back here momentarily for the Champions League against Borussia Monchengladbach. Okay, welcome back. We are getting ready to face Monchengladbach, and some good news for the kids. Actually, I meant to tell you they beat Real Madrid before the game last episode, and they've won again, so 6 from 6 in terms of points. And, well, I mean, we drop a few of the youngsters down, but we are a very, very good team. We have 2 guys in Akizi, and you can see there is potentially a 5-star player, as is Greg McCulloch in midfield, potentially a 5-star player as well. So we have a really, really good academy just now, and that is excellent news, because Bruce as well is quite decent, potentially a 4-star player. McNabb is solid enough as well. He's played in the first team, so there's some good players down there anyway. But let's have a look and see what we're doing here against Monchengladbach. You can see we are at home, and the other results and fixtures coming up there as well. Red Bull Salzburg hosting Real Madrid in our group. 4-2-3-1 is what we're expecting, and the team we're sending out, it is very similar, to be honest. It's Bursik in goal, Rojas, Bukiano, Diav, and Emma Russo. We've got Rushfeldt and Mihai in midfield, Makreyev, Dogan, and Arkvik. Ali Spence up top. That's exactly the same, isn't it? On the bench, though, Alvarez comes onto the bench. So we just want to make sure we've got our best team possibly available to us. Walker's there because he's club captain, basically. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. Do I recognise names? I don't think so. Pre-game, we were told to look out for Diego Reyes. We have like former players. I think it might have been Eastwood, actually, our old goalkeeper, that said to keep an eye out on him. Dogan, apparently, is a very angry man recently. So let's just go out there, play our natural game. And yeah, this is actually quite an important one, though, because we can't afford to lose. I'd almost go as far as to say we can't even really afford to draw. We have to win this one, but yeah, we'll see how we go. We were good against Real Madrid, I thought, anyway. So we just need to take chances, and we should be okay here. So we can see there they beat Red Bull Salzburg by 2. So I mean, we saw last season we put quite a few past Red Bull Salzburg, but obviously, it's a different season now. Eddie Johnson's there. They do actually, Red Bull Salzburg, have quite a good young striker as well, who I've been looking at since last season, to be honest, since we played them last season, to figure out, do I want to put a bid in for him? I just don't think he's quite going to be good enough for us. But we've got some defensive work to do here, and we've not particularly done it well, if we're honest. And Diav, oh, look at that. What a tackle from Igor Diav. But still, possession is with the Germans. Can we win it back for a second time here now? We look a little bit of a shambles at the back, and Bursik with a huge save. But that is not a good sign, and I'm wondering if taking pressure off as a team talk is not working for us just now. Corner comes in. It is, again, Bursik to our rescue. So, not ideal, but it's only the start. We've had 63% possession again. Let's encourage them. And I'm not sure what we need to do to turn all this possession into chances when it's not really going for us. I wonder if we try exploit the flanks. We've got some nervous players on the bench, which isn't ideal. We've had a shot on target now, so that's something. Let's try demand more. Let's fire them up, and we've got a highlight out of it. All right, Rojas with a throw. Gives it straight to Monchengladbach. Excellent. Put the pressure on them there, boys. That should be easy for us. Oh, we're second to everything, aren't we? Mihai on a booking isn't ideal. See what Emma Russo can do. Emma Russo does brilliantly. Rochefeld has it now. Look at Mihai in the middle. We go down the line to Makreyev. Mihai is still in space. Look at that run forward from Emma Russo, though. Early ball in. Can't quite find Ali Spence. And, well, it's Monchengladbach that is clinging on a little bit at the back now. But they've successfully repelled us. Diev on the ball now. Comes striding forward. There's Mihai. Look at all the space he has. Good ball for Arkvik. Can he pull it back and find a teammate? It's Makreyev. And Titsvian Makreyev gets a 5th of the season. And it was really good. Finally, a little bit of composure from us. Exploiting the flanks clearly was what we needed to do. The ball from, who was it? Mihai to find Arkvik was brilliant. Arkvik, one touch to steady himself. The cross in, and, well, Makreyev wasn't going to miss that, was he? And it is 1-0. And we've come straight back. Please concentrate, boys. We've worked very hard to get that lead. I'd like you to hold it for more than a minute. Arkvik, can he get back now? Oh, Bukiano. Really well done. Come on, mate. I'm really glad that he is happy at the club again now, because he should... We saw he was sort of unsure and mentally a little bit frail. That should go away now, and we can actually see what he and Diev can do at the back for us. And cross comes in. Diev is there. He heads it away. Good header, actually, defensively, wasn't it? What your sort of 45-degree angle out. And that is back in, and that is offside, is it? One thing I do want to do, I think, is try and funnel them in, because they're just getting down the sides of us a little bit too much. It could go either way. It's always difficult to tell from when the ball was crossed. He looked... No, he's onside. So we did do that most annoying of things, where we score a goal and then concede one instantly. Oh, he does look off, doesn't he? Maybe at the moment the ball's hit, and by the time you sort of get your eyes down to him... Oh, I think he's off. But anyway... Let's go back to encourage them again, since their lead lasted not even a minute. And if we could go in behind, I will be annoyed. Rochefeld does well there, though. Both our central midfielders on bookings is not great. Do I have Mashagi on the bench as well as Alvarez? I can't remember if Mashagi's on there. Ali Spence is in here, though. Ali Spence! It's a good save from the goalkeeper, but could he have done a little bit better? All alone in the centre of goal. We've got a corner now. Makreyev to take. Red Bull Salzburg have taken the lead against Real Madrid. That, I imagine, would be quite the turn-up. And it actually would be a really good result for us in terms of potentially topping the group. But we need to get the win here first. And it's a half that we have been the better side. But we don't hold a lead because of it. So we will just pressures off here. Just play your natural game. It'll take care of itself. I've got faith in you. And yeah, it's just... I'm not quite sure if... He's a perfectionist. So why is he aggressive? He does have 18 aggression. That might explain a few things. Rojas isn't having the greatest game of his life at left back. Spence is only playing a 6-4 up front. We've got a highlight. It's always difficult to try and think, knowing there's a camera on you and talk at the same time as to what we should do here. Amoruso wins it back for us. Can we get to that? Not quite. I wonder... Oh, Arkvik gets a toe in. Excellent. And Dogan, ball across for Makreyev. Ali Spence and Arkvik are both in there. There's the cross in. It's away. And well, that was ambitious from the Opakic or whatever his name is there. That was a very confident, shall we say, blind pass in front of goal. We're doing this nicely now, though. We're pinging it around. There's a good ball for Makreyev. Spencer's in the middle. Can we find him? We go back post, and it's Pedarovic. It is 2-1. And that was really, really nicely done. Just the whole movement, wasn't it? We were pinging it around nicely, moving them around, pass and move, and eventually we just found the gap. It was at the back post. Not the greatest marking back there by Naeem, is it? Can we focus, please, boys, this time? You worked hard for that lead. Try and look after it. Spence, maybe not his day. So we might take him off for Johnny Angus. And we might have a chance here on the break. Is Spence going to go and score a goal and make me cancel this? No, he's just not having a good day today. Not having a good episode. The 5 goals he got against Inverness, I should have mentioned, it was a club record. And it might have been a league. No, it was a club record. I don't think it was a league record. Here we go. Johnny Angus on the field now. Yeah, I did mean to mention that at the time, but yeah, it was absolutely club record stuff. I think that for a league game, it took the record from, remember the name, Ali Roy. So it took his record because he had a hat-trick. I don't think we'd ever scored more than 3 in the league game. And another club legend, Shakir Omar, he had the previous record of 4, if you remember, in a Champions League qualifier against Dynamo Kiev. So both those records have now fallen to Ali Spence. Makreyev gets a cross in, it's blocked. And can we get a third goal here? It's Arkvik again, and Peter Arkvik with his head surely seals this game up. It is 3-1 now. And that should be enough. We have looked relatively strong defensively, not just today, but even throughout the season. That we should be confident with a 2-goal lead with, 25 or so minutes to play by the time we had stoppage time on. Let's give them some praise. And there we go. Mihai's tied on a booking. That's enough for me to go on and get Alvarez on the field. And we might protect Rosefeld with the booking as well and get Mashagi on. And as long as we're protecting players... Oh, no, that's our subs then. That's right, because I took off Ali Spence, didn't I? So with 10 to play, if they were to get one now, you'd get nervous, no matter how good we've been defensively. Arkvik. I tell you what, I almost didn't pick Arkvik in this one, but he has been... I think he's been our best player, hasn't he? Winning possession. Oh, there's a cross, a goal for Jonathan Angus. And Arkvik with the assist again. He's been brilliant here, Arkvik. He's brought the ball back for us. He's crossed, he's scored, he's done a little bit of everything. And it is now 4-1. And the first half might have been a little bit scratchy from us. This second half has been anything but. This has been peak Queen of the South. And it is now 4-1 over Monchengladbach. And last I saw, Real Madrid was still losing in Austria. They've changed the way they're playing. I'm not going to bother going and changing marking assignments. I'm that confident. XG would actually suggest it's been quite an even game, and maybe we've been flattered a little bit here by the scoreline. But XG is a flawed stat. We've been brilliant. 2-0. So Real Madrid have lost in Salzburg. Peter Arvik playing a 9.6. He was definitely the best player on the field as far as I'm concerned. That was brilliant from him. And there we go. Oh, they were down to 10 men, Real Madrid, for almost the entire game. So the group is suddenly blown wide open. And, well, we've got 2 games against Red Bull Salzburg to come. If we win them both, then we might be not just looking to get in through the group, but possibly top it as well for a second season in a row. And that would be absolutely brilliant. So a little bit of money in the bank. Arkvik, 2 goals, 2 assists. And there was even more to his game than that. He was good defensively as well. Bukiano is not going anywhere. And there we go. We've got the Watford boss looking at Bukiano and Mihai. Watford needs to get a reality check, don't they? There is no way we are selling those guys, particularly to Watford. But there we go. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. The league was a bit of a non-event, to be honest, but we got the result that we really did need in Europe. And we will be back next time for, what have we got here? So we've got a big one against Red Bull away from home where we just saw Real Madrid lose. So we'll come back for Hearts at home before that, then the trip to Austria, and hopefully we will come away with 3 more points there. Either Real Madrid or Gladbach have to drop points, and we'll find ourselves top of the group. All right, take care.